Hey, it's David Shelton, broker with Century 21 Advantage, bringing you a series here on Real Value about generations. Can we really appreciate and understand each other? All right, so millennials, I really, the struggle I have with this whole generational thing, and of course I'm in the baby boomer generation, is just how we relate to one another. And sometimes when we categorize each other, whether it's by age or generation or race or what we do for a living, where we were raised and born, or just so many other things that can separate us. We want to talk about things that bring us together and things that we can really appreciate about who we are, and then learn a little bit about other generations as well. So for millennials, those are people born between 1981 and 1996, 27 to 42 years old. Many of my children are in that generation. So I understand. I've got grandchildren in other generations, and some children in other generations too. But there are many things that are misunderstood about the millennial generation. Oftentimes you hear that it's the most distracted, laziest generation of all, just waiting for their baby boomer parents to kick the bucket, right? And that is something that is out there, right? So might as well talk about that. Or at least acknowledge it, really. That's all we need to do. We don't really need to talk about it. Other than I don't believe it's true. Because when I survey our millennial clients, those that are in that age range, I find people that are concerned. They're not sure if they're going to be able to own real estate. They're not sure if they can enjoy what their parents in the baby boomer generation or their grandparents in that silent generation, if they're still around, if they'll be able to enjoy the same kind of opportunities, owning a house, maybe having a second house or investment properties. And I can just tell you from meeting with many and putting a strategy together that the millennials, once they get focused on a plan and they've got a plan and a vision and a target, man, they are locked in. And we've had some incredible results. Oftentimes, someone who's a millennial will come to me and they'll say, hey, look at David, I've been listening to your videos. We've been thinking about what you've said, and we'd really like to make our first house our first investment. So do we go for a single family house or do we go for a fourplex? And then we put them in touch with our mortgage partner, and we look at, well, if we got a fourplex, we can increase their income because that fourplex income is going to add to what they already earn. A lot of times they have some student loan debt, maybe some credit card debt, maybe they've got some car loans and other things. So there could be where we need to kind of clean up some things in their credit profile so they can afford to buy really what they want, not just what they have left over to make a purchase. So a lot goes into making a decision to buy a property, what property to buy, why you want to buy it. You know, Simon Sinek says, know your why, right? It starts with why. It really does. If you don't have a strong why in what you're doing, making one of the biggest purchases of your life, you're really not going to have that certainty that you need. Recently, one of my clients came to me, bought his first home, and he wanted to be on the track for getting investments. He said, what book do I need to read? And I told him, besides the Bible, I steer everybody there because it is the full gamut of what you need to know in life, right? But I said, read this book, Chop Wood, Carry Water. It's before you can learn to be this incredible archer, you first need to learn how to chop wood and carry water. You need to know the basics. You need to have a good work ethic. You need to be able to stay focused and do the things that aren't enjoyable. So that when you get to the things that are enjoyable, that use your skills and that you've been imagining that you could do all these years, you're ready and you're good with. Not just okay with, you're good with chopping wood and carrying water. Now on to the next things. And so we talked about that. We talked also about Patrick Bet-David and his book, The Next 5 Things. If you haven't read that book, you want to get that book and read it. It's a powerful book and it really lines things up for you. What are the next 5 things so that you can go from where you're at to where you want to be? And just taking 5 steps, if it was just 5 steps, we could all bust things into that and it doesn't seem impossible or too far away. It's actually within reach. It's within your grasp, right? So those are two great books that I really encourage you to read. And also, please follow us here, both on Facebook and Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and we're creating content continually for you. And then those one-on-one strategy meetings, I can't tell you how much I enjoy them. Our clients enjoy them, regardless of the generation. Be sure to give me a call or to book an appointment with me. And it will take some time to really start building that. Chop Wood, Carry Water, great read. The Next 5 Steps, Patrick Bet David, a great read. You want to do that, give me a call. You've got my number. You've got all my ways to contact me here. And I look forward to speaking with you. Hey, it's my generation.